how much you know about Wiccan, but that picture is kind of dirty. Dirty Wiccan picture. Motherfucker. Alright, so I have been thinking about this topic, and I even wrote one of these trolls, the many lies of Ted Barris, and said, I don't know how I could interact with you, buddy. Like, you're obviously a troll channel, except sometimes you say stuff that's legit, and I want to, like, address it in a video, but just like Mr. Met 40 Outs, God bless him, let's drink some malt liquor. Oh. It's like 90 something out, so it's like 90 extra something like here in the shed, thank goodness. Mr. Met said, if you don't make videos, you've dropped down a level on the priority. And I get what he's talking about. It's like, it's good, it's nice to know not just what you're talking about, but who you're talking to. I've heard people argue the case, but to me it makes a difference in how it's just true. It's just true. It just does. It just does. Okay. So in this wonderful video, ask Earl a question. Doesn't matter if you have a video or not. Doesn't even matter if you've gone through the effort to make a thumbnail. That's my favorite go-to trolling remark when someone's like, "Hey, screw you and screw your dog." I'm like, hey, you know, thumbnails are free, right? There's videos on YouTube about how to have a thumbnail. I could help you to have a thumbnail. Doesn't even have to be about a picture of you, bro. Just be a picture of a flower. So I've done this a couple times in the past. It's always worked out way better than I expected. Everybody who leaves a comment, I'm going to respond to it. If the comment's really fucking good, like a couple of them have been pretty spectacular. I remember one I talked to, like, I think I did a part 1 and part 2. It was like almost 30 minutes of talking about what this one guy said. And also, I laughed my ass off during that one video too. So that really paid me back. Yeah, if your comment's really, really good, it gets this an entire video or a video series. If your comment is just mildly interesting, but it's not going to take, it's like, I mean, I guess if the comment doesn't take me very long to deal with, it's probably not going to get its own video. I'll probably go in there with a couple other things I can answer shortly or discuss shortly. But yeah, that's essentially it. So Dev, Mr. TCB40, Taking Care of Business 40, asked me about to talk about aliens once. I can't remember if he had a point necessarily about aliens. Just wanted me to talk about them, perhaps. I don't know. It was a while ago. And there has to be aliens. It's just we're talking about too big an area to think that we're the only creatures with some kind of like tool building intelligence. Chances are, like, our tool building is so poor. Like, if we've been discovered, it would probably be like, would they study us? They'd probably study us in a way like you could take a picture of our entire globe and know everything. Like basically, you know, have you ever seen those scanners in Star Trek or whatever? They go and like they get everything we broadcast, a thorough map of everything we've built, absorbed. They'd probably be able to quickly absorb everything we've. What if you could absorb from space all our stored electrical information, could you read our brains? What if they could read a bunch of brains using like brain scanning equipment? So I don't think they'd have to like come down and capture any of us or some such shit. I really doubt they'd come down and have sex with us. But yeah, it seems to me that it was like, it'd be pretty easy to be, if you were the kind of people that could travel from solar system to solar system, sun to sun, you wouldn't need to land necessarily. Yeah, there's got to be intelligent life out there, way more intelligent life than us. Some people said like to meet an advanced to be an advanced species. When an advanced species makes a less advanced one, the less advanced one becomes its slaves, and I think that's not true. I think that the whole idea of like, what do you mean by advanced? You know, like, have you like, do you know how to like temper metal or something like that, or you know, do you have sailing ships or something like that, like an organized military? I mean, I think a real advanced species would have no need at all for any kind of slave labor, or even like subjugation, or like, you know, does power come from anything? Like, I'm way more powerful than all the ants in my yard, and they pretty much get the run of the place. I even had a guy come by and say like, hey, you want to, well, I run a pest control, do you want me to fight your ants? I'm like, no, you'll never win. You could fight ants if you want, but it's a losing battle. Do ghosts exist? I do not believe that is possible. I mean, what the hell would that be? Like, if like the idea that like you have a spirit, I mean, I don't believe you have a spirit. I believe that you have like an electrical charge in your body, and when you die, that electrical charge leaves the body, you know, into like a general, like the Earth has a general like an electric field in it. Like maybe it's all our brains swirling about. It's Gaia. Well, basically, when you die, you're just dead. There's no ghosts. Something terrible happened in this one house and now it's haunted, the kind of thing. Like, if something could be imprinted in a moment of space, that moment of space actually, like, you take a photograph, a flash. We're traveling through space at like a gazillion miles an hour, so that photographic flash would be off into the stratosphere, like lickety split. Might we circle around and hit that again? No, everything's moving, buddy. It's all moving. Might we be going through ghosts from other solar systems? Now that I could believe. It's totally true. I'm sorry, Chuck, but the hat's got to come off. I'm just sweating balls. Yeah, no such thing as ghosts. When you die, you're dead. There's no heaven. There's no hell. Are there creatures on our planet that we might not know about? There's like a shitload of insects, for sure. But there's no Loch Ness monster. There's no Bigfoot. I did read an excellent sci-fi about like creatures that lived in the air, like in the upper atmosphere. That was kind of interesting. The future of mankind. Here's the thing. Like actually, like when I bought the house, like I had this kind of sense. Rugby. I had this sense that like I had all the tools I needed to bring about a goal, and I wasn't. It just didn't occur to me. Like I had to look and then act upon it. Like, I think our solar system's like that. Like, it's basically like covered in raw materials, and we have a giant power source right in the center. It's almost like everything's laid out for us. Like there's tons of movies where like we use the sun to generate power. Like there's like those ships that turn big solar panels to it. I've seen an excellent one. Maybe it was a book actually, where there was actually just a ring around the sun. And I read a book, something about like alien species came and visited Earth and they thought it was quaint that we hadn't fully encased our sun yet. Like, talk about like a shitload of power, wrap something around your sun, build a ship on that, and then take off. all the planets and all the asteroid belts and everything gets sucked into a construction project, making a giant globe around the sun. I could go conspiracy theories I could go all day long on this, actually. Now that I'm cooling down a little bit.